It is October 31st. Tonight is Halloween. I am Mark Stewart. I'm an educator and candidate for governor of Connecticut. I don't really like Halloween because of its origins. I like kids having fun. But kids don't really respect the Middle Ages origins that are not particularly fun. When children say trick or treat tonight, it is reminiscent of when 600 years ago, marauders did this to threaten people in their homes. They would disguise themselves for anonymity, and basically trick meant we are going to do mayhem to you or your property unless you give us something, give us a treat. Trick or treat is thus a threat. And those nice costumes are disguises to keep people from knowing who's behind that cover, sort of like Klansmen used to do. So I don't love that origin. Teaches a bad moral lesson. Look, it's not just this pagan origin, it's my own culture. In Judaism, there's a, I kind of think perverted, it's still kind of cute, custom at Passover that the child who actually steals the dessert offers it for ransom. I'll give it back to you only if you pay me. Kind of harmless, but I don't like doing it. So how does this relate to anything gubernatorial? Well, I will relate it. Educator Mark Stewart wants to apply it to what government workers often do to the citizens of their own cities and states. We are held up terribly when our governments can only negotiate with one group. And those services need to continue. Okay, sanitation's got to happen, education's got to happen, police force has to happen. And when you don't have the leverage that a private business does to work with a union, but maybe work without a union if their demands are too obstreperous. When you don't have that, the citizens are in trouble. Sanitation, thankfully, has not happened. A strike in Connecticut has not been threatened in a long time. In other cities, they get what they want, no matter what their demands, because they have people over a barrel, or under a barrel, or in a barrel, or next to overflowing barrels that are so stinky and unsanitary, the city has to cave. Okay? Teachers do this in other places too. And who's the loser? It's the kids. Because when you can't negotiate, then you got to give in. Now, why does this work better elsewhere? Because in private schools, you don't hear about strikes. Okay? Now, one reason is because I think teachers are generally happier in private schools. They can teach what they want. They can discipline appropriately. So their demands are probably less wage-oriented and more quality of life-oriented. It's a shame that that's not the case with our public school teacher unions. And I think at the heart of most teachers is that sort of requirement, but their leaders go for salary demands instead. Their leaders don't necessarily represent them very well. And one thing that is really onerous is the leadership of unions protecting the bad. Okay? 80% of union workers at least are good. They want to do well, want to work hard, give over to their constituents what they need. But when those who go bad are protected in their malfeasance, theft at times, this is where your own unions are not representing you well. I would like to see, because I am a fan of unions, I believe that unions are important for people who don't have a good voice. They don't stand up for themselves very well. I'd like to see a women's union, okay? Because I do think their needs are significant and are underrepresented in broad negotiations. That kind of good union representation is worthy. When you have the citizenry under a barrel, when there's no competition for the city government or state government to turn to, it sells out the citizens. I would like to encourage competition in the workplace, the state workplace, and to the extent that I have influence, the municipal workplaces to get better services for us all. In the school systems, I rarely put a salary on things, but good teachers should be paid $100,000 a year. Okay, we have decent, not even good, lawyers, engineers making $100,000. Decent, not even good doctors making 3 times that. Our teachers probably should be, the good ones, paid more. And in a more privatized regime where there's competition, the good teachers will get paid more. The lousy teachers will need to look for other line of work, reform, or stop influencing our kids badly. That's my attitude. I hope that resonates and that you'll join me in this campaign. So for tonight, Halloween, kids might not want to come to my house. I may take you up on the trick part. I'll take a trick, do something. All right, before you walk away, yeah, I'll still have something for you. All right, fruit, chocolate. Happy Halloween.